First item on the agenda will be minutes from the previous meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the minutes from the July 7th meeting. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? And then that motion will pass. Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments pertaining to tonight's agenda? All right. Move on to payments and vouchers, and before you vote on that, I just want to add that a Little League football has submitted an invoice for $10,199 for new Little League helmets. Yeah, I think the check is Friday.
We did, yes, we did that one by ACH.
Okay.
And they're under a time crunch on getting them, I'm sure, so.
So the check was wrote, but when we took them under our umbrella, we set a policy that anything over $2,000 had to come before the board looks. And obviously this is over, check's already been wrote, like Andy said, that they do wait till the last minute to get their invoices. And get them done, the football season's not too far around, but I want to bring this up, at least it's in the minutes. And going forward, if we have to say deadline for them to get invoices to us, I know it also says in there that they have to get her 24-hour notice on the check. So we need to circle back on that and put these mechanisms in place as well. So just kind of get both of your opinions.
I think we should send a letter, restating that such official as well, to let them know of next year's terms, or continued terms. We have consistency to that.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll send an
Just as a
email
reminder.
to everybody that I correspond with.
So I'm gonna go ahead and entertain a motion to accept the invoice from Light Helmets in the amount of $10,199.
I move we accept the invoice to Little League for the purchase of helmets in the amount of $10,199.
I second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the helmet purchase as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass. Now we'll get into the payments and vouchers. First one will be payroll claim registered for the pay period of June 30th to July 13th, the amount of $46,892.04. And then the vouchers for the period of 7/3 to 7/18 in the amount of $849,833.28.
Yeah, and please take your time to look at them. I know nothing was on Google Drive to look at them ahead of time, so.
I have a couple of questions on it today, and she answered both of them. In case, I don't know, one that caught me was the lawyer checks, if you want to explain that a little bit on.
We switched our ACH process for payroll, and the first go around of it, it did not separate out deposits to the people who have deposits at more than one bank. So we had to void that one and redo it, which almost doubled the amount of paperwork in your claim register. So none of the dollar figures changed, it just changed the distribution for each employee.
Is that right? I'm seeing on page 10, 24 then, for the claim register voucher, the pay period.
Yeah,
Versus lawyer management.
Yeah.
Lawyer
Yeah.
management Medicare.
yeah, it takes up a lot of space to void something.
But everything is good to go moving forward for payment?
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to
Yep,
have
we
any.
got all the bugs worked out.
Okay. I move that we approve the payroll claim register for pay period of 6/30 to 7/13, in the amount of $46,892.04. And then I also need to approve the vouchers for the pay period of 7/3 to 7/18, in the amount of $849,833.28.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the payments and vouchers as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass. We have no adjustment requests tonight, so we enter the department reports, and we'll start off with Andrew.
I don't actually have anything for board works, just letting you know that the commissioners will have us on the schedule for next month, where they'll approve our ratings operations. So I'll bring that to you guys for a formalized approval of that, probably next council meeting. So, they got us the interlocal agreement and all that, so it's gonna be a pretty good deal for us.
Nothing for board works. Yeah, for Braxton.
I have two quotes for you guys. You'll see one with Surf Internet at the top of the packet, and then a separate paper with Frontier at the top as well. Those two are the official quotes for small business internet for both locations. We've gotten quotes from both of them, came back to them with the opposing quotes, and these are what we're left with. Frontier stuck with their original. I did the math there at the bottom, $649.94 per month. And then Surf Internet's is right there, and it's $643.98. All activation, construction fees, anything else has been waived on both parties. Surf comes in about $5 to $6 cheaper, and they also guarantee lifetime pricing per month as long as we don't change our agreement. Changing the agreement, if we have to add like one static IP, that could change things, but I don't foresee us needing more. Both quotes have 6 static IPs included into them, and I think Surf would just be, with talking with the mayor, more of a better partner in events, and so we can work with them more, but this is getting each location a gigabit connection. Both are aware that we'd like the water tower to be connected first so we can boost our connection. And I'm just looking for approval on the Surf quote of $643.98. The third page just has all their activation fees waived. Originally, they had a construction fee of about $400 and some out of $15,000 that they've waived on the second go round. So I'd be asking for approval on that so we can sign for that.
Was Surf's gonna be a long-term contract with Frontier? Was it
So Frontier is gonna be a 36-month or 60-month contract, same price. Surf is month to month, so we can also cancel at any month that we choose to.
With no extra fees?
With no extra fees.
And can you repeat what you said about the construction fee for Surf?
Construction fee for,
Waived? Is that what I heard?
so originally they totaled it about $15,000 for construction at all 6 locations. And on their first quote gave us $400 and I believe $31 excess on what we would have to cover that $15,000, but that has since been waived as well.
So they're really trying to earn our business?
Yes, they very much are. The only thing that Frontier had, because they guarantee construction, is going to be waived, but they have a circuit install at the bottom of their quote that was also waived. And I got in writing from Frontier that there is no construction or hidden fees, that's the quote as well.
Can you explain the static IP address $49.98 for 3 months, but I see per unit price is $8.33.
I clarified on that, and they mentioned that that's just the price that is gonna continue going forward in my conversations with Surf. So he wasn't really sure why it says for 3 months.
Okay.
But he said their software is just experiencing some difficulties.
Okay. So that's
He said just line through it.
Linux, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you're confident with the internet and with your conversations and from what I see here, solely this is my opinion, and if there wasn't our business based on the price difference, I mean, I still think it would be a good idea to stay with Surf, on that amount for $643.98 a month. The only other item that I would like to see on their finalized quote to you is guarantee of no cancellation fees if we choose to cancel.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can produce that.
Or get that in an email.
Right.
Do you have anything else?
No, I think we're pretty well covered.
Then I move to approve, the Surf Internet contract, in the amount of $643.98 a month and not to exceed that amount. If it does, it needs to be brought back in front of the board. And also with the contingency of receiving an email or formal writing of no contract cancellation fees by Surf. But we do appreciate them, with the work that they've done to try to run our business. This is very good.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the Surf contract as presented. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass.
That's all I have, thank you.
Nice job, Ryan.
Now what do we have?
I have, 3 proposals from Commonwealth. The first one is for local limit development and sewer use ordinance update. I'm gonna go through all of our limits in both of those and run it through the item calculator, see if they should change. That total is gonna be 30,000 for that one. We're gonna go through, all of those limits and change those. And this is, required by item, they're requiring us to do it.
Did you say what our current limit is? Is this being increased? Is that what you said?
So they're just gonna look at all of our, numbers for our local limits and sewer use ordinance and take those limits and, put it into their calculator with our flows.
Yeah, okay. We did that.
Mike?
Yeah.
That one's for 30,000. For the, on the local limits and sewer use ordinance update. And Commonwealth is they're the group that's been helping us with the pre-treatment audit.
I can also interject that was part of your last NPS permit renewal, was that required, with all this back and forth with IDM, this would be in good faith of getting that knocked out before the next renewal. They specifically asked for that. Want to say your name or just? Oh, sorry, just because we're Jeremy Harding with Commonwealth. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on a roll, so.
Is this an annual, item for the ordinance?
I don't,
No, so this is, it's an hourly not to exceed, so, basically with that budget, I'll just go through and do all the evaluations for those limits, the ordinance updates, you get that submitted, so if it has to be updated again, that would just be something in the future, if I can ask for an update, we'll make this a case later, that just be something separate. This would be an initial response, so here's the new ordinance.
Okay. Thank you for that clarity. Are you looking for approval this evening for the $30,000? Is this something that is a lump, if I understand this correctly, it's a lump sum amount up front, or do we get invoiced throughout the year out of that
Just like
$30,000 budget?
So just like the, pre-treatment assistance we provided, that was hourly, so as we incur time, expense, we bill you for those services, and it's capped at $30,000.
Okay.
So we don't use the whole 30, well, we might, we may not, but that gives us some latitude. Obviously, we have to respond to commentary from IDEM. So if we don't use the full 30, it's, you don't pay it.
Does this run until July of next year or June of next year? Or is this just for this 2025?
So the completion date is, we will submit here in a few months, to staff, our initial submission, and review that with everybody. Then in September, submit that to IDEM, for their review. So pretty quick turnaround, so trying to be very aggressive. Just to try to foreshadow a little bit is trying to get out ahead of the next permit renewal, so that that's not a red flag coming back to you and, hey, you have yet to do this. So it's trying to get in front of the next permit cycle to have this done, so then I didn't have that to say on the next NPS permit renewal. That'd be the next one again, we talk about as well.
Oh. Bob, do you have anything on this?
No, I'm just kind of, so right now, tonight, I'm just looking for the first of the three.
Yeah. There's two more.
Yeah, there's three separate.
Yeah.
First one right now.
Yeah, we're just the first one, we got 2 more after that.
And then do we have this allocated already for this, for this year?
You good with that first one?
Yeah, I move to approve the, required amount for the not to exceed $30,000, for professional services regarding the local limits of the Butler sewer limits update, the Commonwealth of Engineering, for 721.
Second.
Motion and a second to accept the proposal for Commonwealth for local limits development. Not to exceed 30,000. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carried on, that motion will pass. We'll go on to the second one, then we have that there.
Yep. the second proposal is, to send in the renewal application to item for 2026 National Pollutant Discharge System and also mercury variance. That is, the permit renewal is in 2026, but you have to turn in your application 180 days before the due date.
Gavin, how long does this permit last? Because we've gone through this process before.
5 years.
Okay,
That was
one
gonna be-
permit is good for 5 years.
That'd be one of my next questions.
Yeah, and then another good thing here with Gavin's, kind of do this is, this submission, will give him a document to compare to, so then he has the ability to do as much or as little that he's able to do next 5 years.
Okay.
So we put together a pretty good packet of the application, so good reference back to, hey, this is what I need to pull together for the next one. So you'd have that ability in 5 years.
So you'll prepare the application by December 31st, we get basically 30 days to review it, and then you get another 30 days to,
Yep, so if by end of the year, have a draft, to you guys, and then, give a month to get some feedback. And then hopefully by the end of February, get us the. You guys currently already have a mercury variance that just has to be reapplied again, so.
good with it? I'm good with that. I move we approve the, 2026 National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System variance renewal application, through Commonwealth Engineers not to exceed $20,000.
I second.
Motion and a second to approve the mercury variant renewal for Commonwealth, not to exceed 20,000. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? There's none, that motion will pass. And the third one.
The last one I have is, just an on-call proposal, in case I need them for anything else with the industrial pre-treatment kind of thing. Still learning, it's for 20,000, so if we use it, if it gets approved, the money will be there. So if I need their help, then if we just don't end up using it, it's just not better.
Kind of similar to the on-call agreement that we have with, USI and BFNS for the street side.
So the 20,000 is just a cap again.
Yeah, so basically it sets a bar to where if it gets used up, you now have an opportunity to hear from us again, why it may be raised again, how long has it lasted, is it gonna be good enough for another renewal? So it gives it a little bit of control back to you guys. So, you know, once you get to a certain point, hey, we used it, now we need to re-up it. So helps continue the conversation where it's not just racking the bills on them, right? So. Good question, Troy. We had, over the last couple of years, we had one or two that may have exceeded their amount, but they never come back and told us. They'll say their amount was 20 and end up to 25,000 expense, and then come back to us with the 20. That happened in your case, you guys don't need that, anything over that 20, you don't come back to us. Or, it's on us to approach you for it. So, it's not on you, come ask us to give us an extra $5,000. So, and usually with on-call, it's just a budget, so if you need more from us, then we just amend the contract and raise the bar basically. Typically like a lump sum case, hey, this is what it takes to do the job. If we go slower, we use more money to do the job, it's on us. But if we are efficient, then that's good for us to do, so.
But if you fail to notify us of, hey, by the way.
Yeah, we need to give advance notice.
Okay. How many days advance notice do you give us usually? Or,
And usually like, I always try to say like, when it approaches like 75% spent, like, hey, and I know there's stuff coming up, like, hey, we probably should cut this. This sit kind of going for a while, probably don't say anything, but, it's really just on how quickly it's being burned. About 75% is where, hey, we're 25% left, just so you know.
and you'll provide us with a list of items that you know that are coming up, so at 15K, we might have 11K.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you ask us, hey, I need help with X, Y, and Z, and we know it's gonna take quite a bit, like, hey, we probably should up this, because this is gonna be a lot of effort moving forward. Try to stay out in front of it.
I'm good with it. I move to approve the on-call independent pre-treatment program compliance assistance with Commonwealth engineers at the capped amount of $20,000, not to exceed the $20,000, as they must communicate with us and notify us when we have reached about 75% of that capped amount.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the on-call industrial pretreatment assistant contract as presented. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass.
That's all I had, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Don, do you have anything for the?
Yes, we have a lot that's ready for sale. It was an assignment from the county commissioners that had gone through regular tax sale and commissioner sale, so they had purchased it. And we did set a minimum bid on it, so. The assessed value is
$16,500. And that was, all the weekend.
I've had two people contact me who have interest. I know they're contacted there, so, you could set it, you know, you set whatever you want to, it's your decision, it's not mine. But you know, we don't want to advertise twice and so on and so forth, we want to get it sold. I think the idea of getting it was to get it sold, not to make any money, get it back on the tax roll.
Get back on tax. Yeah, but that was one property we weren't no longer maintaining, but,
So you know, lots on Hickory Street, it's lot 4, it's vacant, but there's a little shed on it, except for a little shed, which, may not add value.
it doesn't.
Yeah, so the outbuilding,
Depends what's in
And it's not a full lot, it's lot 4, except in there from the east 10 foot of the south 66 feet of lot 4, so. It's 0.184 acres, 8,052 square feet, 66 by 132.
this is to get the taxes back on, as I understood. So, again, the tax sale, what is our average on a lot that we've been receiving, similar to this?
Well, we just sold those ones last year. We averaged, 7,500, wasn't it, on the residential lots?
65 to 75, yeah.
I was thinking those two lots that, we had down here by the old gym. I think one of the Keith Cook lot. I was thinking we took the assessed value and cut that in half.
That's what I was thinking, just.
And then they end up selling for like 66 for one, 67 for the other, so it's about 13.4, 13.5 value.
So
Stay with that.
8250,
What's that?
8250 for this.
I'm good with that.
So we're going to round that up to 8,500 or 8,000, based on what our average has been.
I have a general question, just for Don. So that has a shed on it? Yeah. So my question would be, so the city owns it now, so we could legally take that shed down. If we don't, can it just continue to exist?
The city could take the shed down, yes.
But if you sell it with a shed on it, it could just continue to exist because it's just there.
Correct, it goes with the property.
And I'm just wondering if it would be advantageous for the city to remove that shed so that then whoever buys it, it can't just stay there forever.
So only one day shed.
I don't know what shape the shed is in, that's why I'm, or if it just remains as just a shed.
Honestly, if you wanna come up and state your name and address, please.
Yes, sir. Leon Zaluski and Catherine Funk. We live on 108 Walnut Street. We're adjacent to the Hickory address. I got aerial pictures of the property from, city planner guy, got his name, Andrew. Yeah. He didn't know what I got. The building is, if you tear down the building, it's easy to tear it down, but the foundations, you're gonna have a problem with all the brickwork, blockwork, all that. The doors are broken, windows are broken, but just the roof leaks.
We want to keep the building there, we want to convert it into like a little garage.
It's adjacent to the backside of our property.
Oh, yeah.
We got the fence permit, and on the side of it, our neighbors, they just bought another property, 5, and we're gonna put like a, not a community garden, but just like, the trees, the apple trees and
It's been
stuff.
orchard
Yes,
for everybody to be able to enjoy.
we just wanna give it back to the community, but we just wanna know, yeah, you know, the other guy went on with.
Yeah, I don't think we would wanna tear it down for more cost, because that would have to raise price.
Honestly, it was more of a question of what could and couldn't be done in any scenario. If we have a property that's got something that we don't want to continue to exist, it was to point out that if we do sell it in that shape, there's nothing we can do to say you need to do this now. So, just in general.
Based on the condition of the building, like if it would be maybe unsafe.
That's my question, do we have any liability with it sitting there like it is?
The floor seems to be structurally sound, the big sliding door was open, so my husband and I peeked in. The bones of the building are good.
It's
The
got
floor's
blockwork
good,
this tall.
the metal roof has one piece that's dead. It's nothing that's not like either easy fix, you know what I mean? The only thing of value in the shed is, there's a 5-gallon bucket, you're welcome to have.
I'm gonna need that.
The rest of it.
There's no like 1957 rules.
We have to get it all. The only issue with that property is it brings to join, Norfolk. So we don't know if there's actually access coming from the Norfolk property, and that's what the issue with that property is, like, I'm talking about from the property to Hickory, it's Norfolk's property. And that's the.
That's what he's worried about, but I don't think I'm gonna be kidding, it's the neighbor, maybe we can help us clear that.
Yeah, we can go for that, yep.
So I guess, how much would you guys want for that piece of land?
That's exactly what, that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what
And
we're
if we're
trying
gonna
to
tear it down, then I can go through the process of how that bidding process is gonna go down.
Basically, we have to publish a notice. We, then you can make a bid on it. If somebody bids more, we have to notify you. And then there's a final day and final time where anybody that has bid, you have to bid. You can't just come in at the last minute after the time is closed, but we cut it off. And then anybody that has bid can raise their bid and keep going until we have a one bidder and
What's the
eventually
general
one.
time frame for that?
Probably looking at 30 days. So So we kept a little longer than last time, but we have a lot of lots. And so we'd like to get this done probably in 30 days.
We would like to offer, say, 3,000 to 4,000 for it, with the property and the condition of that.
Yeah, we're not that stage, so.
Yeah.
I mean, do we put that in today?
You're going to put that in writing, so.
Yeah,
we're not
there'll
setting
be
a bid.
forms in my office where you'll come and make a bid, and
Okay,
there's steps I have to process after we've received one.
okay, I
And
wasn't.
then we, like you said, then we open the bids, and there's 3 bidders that submitted bids, and all 3 of them show back up. We run the bid again, you guys can go back and forth and raise the bid.
Okay.
I guess it.
Do we know what the back tax is or?
It's significant, it's more than a month's
It
worth.
was like 20,000 on that taxes.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
$8,250 going to 5, down to 8, so I guess that's.
I mean, if we're looking to try to move this, I'll do 8,000 even.
I was just gonna say, let's make it round, just round it at 8,000.
8,000.
Let's make a motion.
I move to, set the bid amount of $8,000 for the, value on the lot on Hickory Street, lot 4.
Second.
Motion is second to set the price for the lot on Hickory Street at 8,000, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass.
The only thing I have, there was a discussion at one point with the code enforcement person that, there were certain ordinances that didn't have a penalty provision. 10.99 of your general penalty section says whoever violates any provision of this code for which another penalty is not specifically provided shall be fined not more than $1,000 for each offense. So there is a penalty, general penalty provision that the ordinance doesn't provide for it. I'll get that to Stuart.
And it's per offense, 1,000 per, okay.
Up to.
Up to that amount per offense.
So does that mean that the code enforcement gets set, you want to do 100, the next offense is 200, or?
That means that the judge can.
Okay. I think that was brought up when Stuart was talking about trash cans. So that's what initiated that conversation. Okay. Okay, next on, Angela,
I have nothing for the board.
anything the board works?
No, sir.
Justin? I do not. Okay, got 3 things to get through real quickly. Should have a review drive and roof repairs. Or, and basically, must sell via cords. My office is right above it. Probably 2 months ago, we had a roof that ran at 4 or 5 inches. Actually had leaking on the roof coming down the walls of my office. So I contacted, 2 individuals that have done work around here in the city on flat roofs. And the first one was Idaho Roofing Solutions. Each company proposed 3 different quotes. One was $2,540 just to repair the bulge up in there and the roof where you can set where it's coming in from. Second quote he gave was for $8,200, and that's actually a new flat roof and fixing the problems up there. $8,200, I believe that one there was a 10-year warranty. And then this third quote was for a 20-year warranty at $14,200. So the second quote I got, from another individual was, Quality Commercial Roofing by Herman Miller. And both of these contractors use a common, electro system. So Mr. Miller proposed a cost of $9,741. That also states a 20-year warranty. So we go back to Acres on their 20-year warranty. They're $14,200, this is $9,741. Now, I did highlight a couple things on there. You notice the first paragraph for Herman Miller says repairing roof and decking as needed. Then you go halfway down, it says check out wood decking for replacement if needed, material we added. The first up here, I didn't read that it's included, and I get down to the second part, that's what it be added. Roughly about $4,500 difference. I don't see a $4,500 add-on if you did find an additional damages. Both the 20-year warranty, the difference between the 10 and the 20 years, 20-year, they actually put that extra step down there, which is a layer of fiberglass magazine they put down, and then they put the rubber roof over top of that and seal everything on. So then the last item, number 9, on Acres, for 20 year, it does say replace a 1x4 material on one window.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That was dry rotted, so we went ahead and put that on to it. Herman didn't, but that's typically $300-400 option, so we had to get that done. It's still going to put us below Acres.
Basically, I don't think any of the questions between the two will amount to the difference, and I did by a few $1,000s.
Yeah, just, if you look here on the one, we're going to Acre on the repair, it's 20/40.
Yeah.
So, if we ran some additional repairs, it's still going to put down a little below Acres.
We've used all the commercial ones before.
We did not use them, but he did supply, I think, 6 references, and I called 4 out of 6. And they all gave me good, easy to work with, very nice, quality, cleaned up, so on and so forth. Now, I personally have used them on the Apple store, and I wrote a lot of comments, I used them on the bar before we passed, and they was happy with them. But like I said, the difference in price, I think we probably go earn because of the $4,500 difference, and all these references come back really well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I agree. I think it comes down to them basically doing the same thing, just at a cheaper cost based on the size of the company too. Well,
After doing the calling for the references, I felt really good with what Herman Miller had proposed.
I move to approve the Quality Commercial Roofing LLC quote not to exceed for the repair of the roof with a 20-year warranty of $9,741. And if the window replacement is to be added, not to exceed $500 amount.
Second.
After that, if he doesn't, we will probably start outside, but we have one coming here, and do some work on.
Oh, okay.
On the city hall, so. Okay, go ahead and, get a motion second to approve the quote from Bowie Commercial Roofing LLC as presented. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, motion passed. And the other two items here are special events coming up. First one we have there will be for the 5K run during the holidays. The food pantry wants to use the Maxton parking lot on the west side. And then the other one will be from the Butler Main Street Association for the Butler Race Festival going on downtown August 8th through the 9th. And we'll be closing the streets down like what we normally do.
I move we approve the, request for the Roots of Giving, 5K, August 9th, 8 AM to 10 AM, as requested.
Second. The motion and second to approve the Roots of Giving special event as presented. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass.
I move to approve the special event request for the Butler Main Street Association for Butler Days on the event of August 7th through the 9th, to close down the streets requested in order to host the event on the downtown.
Second.
The motion and second to approve the special event permit for Butler Main Street. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that motion will pass. Does anybody in the audience have anything for the board works? Okay, and motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Our meeting adjourned 7:17, gives us about 3 minutes to sit, we'll start.